So how much time do you have now?
Phone is going to hang up in about 3 minutes. It's going to hang up right now. I will call back.
You just get cut off?
They are listening. They will hang up the phone.
You're listening to Stories from the Inside Out, a podcast exploring the personal experiences of incarcerated individuals and those reintegrating back into society. We'll take a first-hand look at justice system involvement through conversations and interviews, as well as meet activists and stakeholders committed to changing the institutional status quo one step at a time. My name is Scott Kleik, and this is a Desta Black Community Network production. In this episode, we speak with Oswald Wyke, who's currently serving a life 12 sentence at Donnacona Maximum Security Institution in Quebec. Oswald shares his experience in the justice system after being incarcerated for over a decade. From his first arrest to ongoing interactions with correctional officers, Oswald depicts life inside as a contradictory and constant reminder that all he wants is a second chance. So at what age were you first put into the system?
I believe I was 20 years old.
You're 20? How old are you now?
I'm 33.
Okay. And if you don't mind me asking, what happened that you first got arrested and taken?
I was caught selling drugs to an undercover. So I ended up doing up 3 months. I got a sentence was 6 months, ended up doing like almost 3 months.
So what happened? Like when you get arrested, what happens? Where do they take you?
Initially, I was at the downtown station. I forget what station it is, but I know it's on Guy.
Okay.
I believe it's Guy and Relevec. You end up in a holding cell. You're with a whole bunch of people. It's about can hold about 5 people. They have like 10 people in it. You get your lawyer called. And then from there, you stay overnight. You sleep on a bench, and you try to be comfortable, which you can't. And from there, you pass court the next day. They would bring you to the Palais de Justice. Palais de Justice, you would have a hearing, and depending on your lawyer, depending on if you want to take the sentence, depending if you're not guilty. But in that case, I was guilty. I obviously sold drugs to an undercover. I took my sentence, which was 6 months, and then from there, you end up back in the bullpen downstairs in the Palais de Justice, awaiting everybody to pass. And from there, depending on what time you pass, and I wait for everybody to pass, and then you would wait for the bus, and the bus would take you to Bordeaux, either Bordeaux or RDP. In that case, I went to Bordeaux. Once you get off of the truck, they put everybody into a smaller bullpen. Usually those trucks are full, because there's multiple people passing. So you'll go like about 20 people into a bullpen, and then once you have everybody in that bullpen, you'll proceed to a strip search. It's very disgusting. You're on the ground, everybody's putting their feet on the same ground. Mind you, nobody has showered. You do the strip search. You put back on your clothes. You go into another bullpen, which is similar, just a minute away from the last bullpen. Once everybody passes the strip search, while you're passing the strip search, they do a classification to where you're going to go. I told them I was going to go to a specific range, or you get classified to a random range.
So once you're assigned a cell, how do you get oriented?
First of all, you're double bunked, so it's very uncomfortable, you know. If you lived with your siblings and you're sharing a bedroom, it's not the same thing, because now you're sharing the bedroom with a complete stranger.
Right.
I mean, for your first week, it's kind of tough to get oriented, because then, you tell a man, if you're locked in your cell, you tell a man, okay, I need to use the bathroom, or if the doors are open, you try to hold it and wait for him to open, the doors to open for him to leave, and then kind of have to really, you have to compromise with the space, because it's a tight space. At first, it's hard to get oriented, but you kind of get used to it, unfortunately.
How long does it take for you to establish like a routine?
For me, it was about a week because you have to understand the guards are passing. You have to try to get a rhythm of when there's going to be yard, when there's going to be gym, when they're going to serve you your food, when you're going to lock up for the night, when they're going to do the count, whether it may be an hour, half an hour. So once you're doing time, the best thing to do to make your time pass is to not watch the time and to have a routine, for sure, for sure, for sure. And some people just actually never get a rhythm. For me, it was really, okay, I'm gonna make sure I establish there's a phone time, my phone time to get in contact with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Free time for me is really when I'm on the phone talking. I feel like I'm out there. Like right now. Right now I'm getting to talk to somebody. I'm getting to like explain my struggle or my past struggle. So this is like a free time for me.
And you're mostly in contact with your family, as you mentioned?
Yes, that was then. Yes, for sure. I was really in contact with them. Yes.
And how about now?
Now it's different because now I got I received a life sentence in 2018. I've been locked up since 2014, so it's a little 7.5 years. It's been. I try not to call. I don't want them to, whether they're in their good mood, my mother, my father, my brothers, my sister. I don't call because I don't want to take them out of that mood. To remind them I'm in jail. I feel like I'm not as sociable as I was, and I don't want to be needy as I was as my first years when I was in. So I really have distanced myself. I limit myself really to holidays. I just honestly want them to feel good. I want them to be good, and I want them to bring them back in that mindset.
Do you have any kind of support inside to help if you get depressed or if you're feeling a certain kind of way? What can you do to alleviate that?
It depends where you are. Like right now, I'm in a maximum. I mean, I'd have to write. Once I write, they have 15 business days to answer. Like, okay, if I feel bad right now, I can go talk to somebody right now. There is none of that because it's all a process. Everything has to be delivered by paper, and then when the paper has to be answered, then you can be seen. So, I'd probably have to look to go to talk on the phone or talk to somebody here, but there really isn't support like that. This system is really about punishing instead of encouraging and helping.
So you don't believe that the system is built on rehabilitation?
No, the system is not built on rehabilitation. When I got to maximum, they want you to do a minimum of 2 years in Donnacona. The fact that around here people were everything is built on unity. If a guard talks to you wrong, he talks to all of us wrong. We're all gonna stand out. We'll get sprayed together. We'll go down together. We'll fall together. Mediums and minimums, it's not like that. Mediums and minimums, everybody, it's like crabs in a bucket. They're always willing to talk on you to get ahead, and they're not even getting ahead. They're still staying inside. So I got conditioned to be around here, to stay here. For example, Donnacona, and I'll say everywhere else, they're all French-speaking people. Their first language is French. Me, my mother, my father, they're from the islands. They are English-speaking people. My mother tongue is English. You don't get that. You don't get that. It's always, oh, speak to me in French, or you're not going to get it, or I don't speak English. And they always want you to be transparent here. But how do you want somebody to be transparent with you if you don't understand them and they don't understand you? So when it comes to the POs and all of the guards don't speak your language. So how can I be comfortable with you? How can anybody be comfortable with them?
Can you sort of break down the difference between a minimum, medium, and maximum?
Minimum, medium, and maximum. Maximum, you're a lot more confined. They move you in small groups, like let's say to go to canteen. The food is very limited. Not a lot of access to a lot of foods you'd have in the mediums. Maybe 95, 96% French-speaking staff. Very hard to communicate. The atmosphere, a lot more violent. Medium, a lot more open. You know what I mean? Open. You walk outside to go to the Sante. You walk outside. to get your canteen. You walk outside to go to personal effects. You feel a lot more free. You have a lot more access. You have more access to talk to somebody. I can walk to the chapel in the medium. In maximum, they'll tell you, okay, this you can't have. We're going to hold it in the box for you. Once you go to medium, you'll be able to have that. You'll be able to have your clipper. You'll be able to have your nail clipper. Here, we can't even have our own nail clipper. They give it to us once on a Wednesday. We got to give it back to them. Everything's monitored, and I feel like a little child here. Minimum, I've never been to a minimum, but they give you that aspect like, okay, you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You have a mailbox. You have a key to go to your cell. You're a lot more open. You could run over the fence and run and go home if you want. And they want you to do all this cascading. Cascading as in, like, I'm a lifer. In order for me to go outside, I would have to do a high-intensity program, or it's not necessarily high. Mine's is high, but other people have moderate or medium. Once I do that program, it brings me to a certain level. Then I get to go to a medium, and then from a medium, I would go to a minimum. And from minimum, if I'm at minimum during my day parole, then they would establish, okay, you're going to get your day parole on such and such date. But from a maximum, they'll never give you a day parole. From a medium, they'll never give you a day parole. I mean, I've seen a guy just get released, but he's been in 20-some-odd years, but they want you to literally cascade. They don't go off of their head, their mind, and off of their heart. It's entered into a computer.
You think it's impersonal?
Yes, I do. I actually do. I'm going to give you an example because they'll write down every negative incident. Oh, he talked to me with an attitude today. So for an example, a man he came back to the range from work, unbuttoned his shirt, walked into the comm room. He collapsed. He had a pacemaker on his chest. I right away ran over to him. I started to hold his legs because these people, they get super strong. My friend, which got released, he held his head because once you bite your tongue, you could choke and die. Mm-hmm. The guards ran to the gate. There was about 10 of them, and I'm screaming because I was the block representative at the time. They were scared to come in because I was screaming, and I'm telling them to come in, fast. They end up finally coming in after me screaming about 5 times. They take the guy to the hospital. The guy comes back maybe 3 weeks later, but I got called 3 days after the incident with a keeper and 2 guards, and it was, Wyke, next time can you please not scream? So, in a nutshell, they will never write this in my file that I potentially saved somebody's life. But no, in my file, you'll see everything negative about me. And at the end of the day, I just don't understand the system. It should be built like a test. On the test, it doesn't say, okay, out of 60, he got minus questions wrong. No.
You just get cut off? I hope. At this point in the conversation, the phone was disconnected. Something that Oswald explained happened on a regular basis when the institution did not approve what he was speaking about.
You want to tell him what you just said?
No, it's just the fact that this is the system. The system is I'm trying to talk about something that should have been put on my record, on file, that's not on record. It's hidden, it's under the rug, and I'm not even talking about drugs or anything. I'm talking about real live events that I've helped save somebody, and they will hang up the phone. I may seem crazy. They are listening. They will hang up. They do not want people to know that we are good people, that we still help people, that we are somebody's child. It's crazy. You can't even tell the facts. You can't even say the truth. We're always, okay, no, it's wrong. Anything that's right, no, it's impossible. He can't be saying anything right. And even if he is, he's not allowed to tell anybody. He's in jail.
So have you dealt with blowback for speaking out about things in the past?
In the E block, in the population of the 240, I write the complaint papers. I organize the papers. Everybody will do copies. We sign them. I'm that guy that puts it in. And they're so powerful that the guards come back, give us our papers, like, okay, what do you guys want? They always try to shoot things under the rug. All of these things, I made a complaint paper because the guys that have been in 20 years are like, yo, you just came back, please, we need this done. And I'm for sure going to do it because it's for us. Because their job is to protect us. All they're doing is detaining us. There was a situation where they didn't do their job before coming to the maximum, you do 3 months of reception. They said they found a weapon in my cell. They put me in the USD where you're getting handcuffed to the shower, handcuffed to the phone. I told them I wrote. I have all the papers there. Oh, I swear on my kids, it wasn't mine. You guys didn't check your cell. So what I did was I got the reception manual, the code of conduct. I read it. I read the whole thing because I'm in the hole. I have nothing to do. And it says before putting an inmate, it says into a cell, the guard has to do a cell search, and I have to do a cell search, and I sign a paper. Once I seen that, I took that whole, what was it, A, B, C, Annex Z, I don't even remember. I put it on, and I said, hey, listen, guys, I didn't sign no paper. You guys didn't check the cell. I didn't check the cell. Like, whatever was there, I even wrote, I don't even know if it was there before me. I think you guys put it there. And they're looking at me like, my first complaint got refused. I put in a second one. It got refused. I put in a third one, it got refused, and then 2 weeks after that, they're like, Mr. Wyke, I got a call and paper, you know what, you were right, your complaint is being upheld. For further recommendations, we will always do the cell check for everybody that enters the cell. And it's crazy because in my criminal profile, they always mention that as the first thing. Seeing that before I even got to the max, that was a thing. And mind you, this is an event that happened in 2018. I've been in the penitentiary 4 years, and something that's supposed to be corrected in the file, imagine I'm having problems to get it corrected. I know everybody plays that, oh no, I should be outside, I should this, I should be that. I have a chance to be in the medium. I'm not perfect. I've said things that weren't nice. Maybe people have felt intimidated or not. I mean, I feel like the guards intimidate me all the time, and I gotta take it dry. But at the end of the day, if you're gonna judge me on, let's say my penitentiary time is 4 years. So if we're gonna put that at 1,400 days, you're gonna tell me I had 10 bad days out of 1,400 days, and I deserve to be in maximum? Out of any of those days, did I injure anybody? No. Out of any of these days in the penitentiary, did I even get caught with a crumb of tobacco or a crumb of drugs? No. Why am I here? Why don't I deserve a chance to be outside? Why can't I get closer to my kids? I know, obviously, what I've done in the past, I've done wrongs. I know that if I ever got a chance outside, this will never happen again. I've been inside 7.5 years on this sentence. I already did 2 years before. It's going to be 10 years. I'm 33. I've learned my lesson. Walk away. I don't want to do anything to anybody. I just want to see my mom and my dad. Mind you, I know my day parole is next year, and I will not get it because I'll probably most likely be in a medium somewhere, and they will not give a chance. You need to be in a minimum to get the day parole, which makes no sense. If a guy has been in 7 years, 8 years, 20 years, why not give him day parole for maximum? He has not been outside. All he has been seeing is violence and negativity. That's it. He hasn't seen anything other than that. Can I go outside for a walk and listen to the birds? Can I hear a bird, please? Can I hear the water? Could I do something? If you give the guy that chance for a day, you put a ankle bracelet on him, a monitoring device, whatever they have, let him go outside and work. He doesn't even have to go to his family. Let him go work, let him go volunteer, let him come back, and let him sit in his cell at night and be like, yo, I loved volunteering, I loved working, I was free.
You think that would make a significant difference in the track that a lot of guys are on?
You have to give the person the benefit of the doubt, depending on how much time he has done. If he has done a lot of time, if he has been low profile, if he has been really trying, why not give him an ankle bracelet and let him go work? Not even to go see his family, not even to go see his girlfriend. Why not? If you're not giving me anything, if you're not pinpointing, okay, you know what, you try to save this guy's life, you know you did good. If you're not, and I don't want a gold star, if you're only writing bad things about me, and when I go and I pick up my paper, it's A to Z bad from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, like, what am I really doing?
So Oswald, where do you envision yourself when you have the opportunity to get out and to chart your own direction? Where do you envision yourself?
Yo, to tell you the truth, it's just only since the other day where it's like a man was like, yeah, I actually stopped and I brought your dad food the other day, and then I just got on the phone. You're like, yeah, I brought your dad food. I would love to be volunteering because right now my dad's sick outside for years. My dad has sleep apnea, multiple surgeries. They open his stomach out so much. His vision isn't good. He has things in the back of his head. He has this, he has that. There's people that right now I give them my all to help. I want to be those people also, even to volunteer, because God only knows if you people weren't around to be helping my father, who would be there. So when I get out, I would like that chance. I can see myself reintegrating and volunteering.
Amazing, man. Really appreciate you talking to us and taking the time today.
I appreciate you guys also, honestly and truly. You just need to be aware because, like I said, I just tried to show you something about a fact that happened where I actually did good and I helped to save the man's life. The guy came back on the range and hugged me, and this will never be on my file. It's never going to be mentioned. You know what I mean? So it's just things like that. At least I feel like I can tell somebody about it. I can tell you that I'm still a good person. I can tell you that I still do good while I'm in here.
Thanks for listening to the show. We appreciate your time and attention. Please subscribe to Stories from the Inside Out and leave us a rating or review wherever you get your podcasts. You can follow Desta BYN on Instagram to stay up to date about the show, or visit destabyn.org to learn more about our reentry program, the Black Legal Action Fund, and other Desta Black Community Network programs. Until next time, take care.